I'm David Roberts-Thompson. I'm here at Table Cape Farm, and today we're doing a soil respiration test. Soil respiration is quite simple, but it's an incredibly complex process. We're using a Solvita soil testing kit to measure the respiration of the soil. Soil respiration is directly correlated to this microbial activity in the soil. Today we're in the lily pond paddock. We are sitting in a diverse cover crop. We planted this cover crop in early December last year. This is our first attempt at a diverse cover crop, and we planted all the wrong species at the wrong time, or all the right species at the wrong time. So today we're going to do our first Solvita soil test. I've never used it before. And we're going to do this to try to measure our soil's health. So what we do is we fill up this jar to a specified line, and then we're going to seal it, put in a probe, and measure it over 24 hours. So what I'll do is clear a patch of soil, try to find an area that's got some nice diversity. This test is purely about working out whether or not this test is going to work in our soils or not, or work with this method. That's my sister Meredith. She's helping me out with this. We're not really using the correct utensil, but we're going to get a simple sample of the soil and trying to get right on trying to get some soil straight off the top, as well as some up to 5 centimeters deep or so. This soil's looking pretty good. As you'd expect, it's sort of been under cover crops for about 6 months, and we're going to compare it against some soil that is about 40 metres away, that's been fallow for quite a number of months. Now we're just making sure that we get the right amount in the jar, and remove any roots or debris, and fill it up to the line. Now the test is a soil health measurement test, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to use this to see whether or not our paddocks are healthy, or whether our practices are improving soil health. Here we are at our fallow site. This is about 40 metres away. It's in a different paddock. It's not a particularly good side-by-side, but it will hopefully show us whether or not there's a difference in the two sites' respiration. This has been fallow for many months. I think it would have been 9 months or so. This is just a little corner that wasn't planted out to flowering bulbs, so it should be a pretty good indicator of whether or not we've got a difference. So we've just filled up our second container. Meredith was very smart and remembered which one was which, and marked it once we closed them up. So if we can find a difference, this will maybe become part of a toolkit to help assess soil health on our farm, and it might also be a way of assessing the merits of different cover crops versus each other, and to work out which is giving us the most biological activity if we're looking for that. I'll just leave that out. We've got our 2 soil samples here. We're going to insert the probes. Now there is quite a bit of maths behind why these probes can tell you basically how much CO2 you've got in there. Normal respiration tests I think normally run for 20-30 days or so, but they're able to give you an indication just after one 24-hour period. So in case you're interested, the company who are doing this is called Solvita. They're out of the States and they're right into their soil health. If you look them up, you'll see links to Rick Haney and his Royal Soil Health tests and things like that. That may be really interesting here, might not be, I don't know. But yeah, we'll get a bit of an idea from this, I suspect. So I'll open it up. We just gotta not touch the probe and not touch this probe on the soil. So there's blue gel. Now they reckon put it so you can see that probe. Okay, now we just pop the lid on. You got 24 hours for them to be exposed. So they've got a rubber gasket in the jars, and we're going to be putting them in about 24 degrees in one of our bulb stores, and we'll come back 24 hours later and see what colour they are and see if we've got a difference. It's the moment of truth. We're going to see what the Solvita soil tests come up with. So we're just going to go into the store where we've been keeping it at about 24 degrees. Check it out. Well, there looks to be a little difference. Okay, it's time to open them up and...
Which one first?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cover crop first.
Cover crop first. So they do look like they're on the higher end of the spectrum, but now we're under the correct lighting. We're under, this is the fluorescent light one.
Probably call that between a 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
More a 5.
Yeah, much closer to the 5, I reckon 4.8 or something like that. Gosh, it's pretty much 5, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
4.8, yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that one on top.
So this is the fallow ground this time. Oh yeah, then that's a bit easy to see the difference here, isn't it?
3.5? Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a bigger difference that when looking through the glass, we thought perhaps there would be a less of a difference than that. So that's actually come out with a real difference and in the direction you'd most likely expect. So, yeah, the 6-month cover crop seems to have much better result than the fallow ground, which is what you'd expect, but yeah, very interesting. So we're just looking at the chart that comes with the test, and 3.5 is in the higher end of medium activity. It says soil is moderately balanced and has likely been receiving organic matter additions, and that is true over time, but the last 6 months really it hasn't. And the higher one under cover crop is actually way up in the nearly to the top value that it's got here for high activity. And high activity, it says high or excessive organic matter. So that's obviously interesting. Like, it has been under cover crop for a very long time, but yeah, fascinating. So I'm going to get someone who knows a bit more about this test to have a look at what we've done and see if we've done it correctly.